we live? Just take a second or two. It says we're live, so there you are. Now you're live.
Okay.
Well, that's you. Got one. Hey, everybody, we're doing a Wednesday, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Wednesday port setting video, but I'm on the inside of the camper because as I was setting up outside to do a port setting thing, it just started to get windy. It waited until I started setting things up, and then it just got windy. So let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm kind of set up in here a little wonky. The way the camera's just sitting over here on the table. We got the laptop. I don't have an extra microphone. I'm using the microphone that's in the computer. I assume it's okay. Just kind of let me know if it's okay or not. Rizzo says hello from Daytona Bike Week. Yeah, I've been to Bike Week twice. How are you guys doing? We're doing great. I can hear you. Are we okay? The volume wise, are we loud enough? All that kind of thing. I hear you great. Okay, then we're just going to go on with it. So yeah, we're doing a little port setting today. We're going to do some running around again in town. I'm going to take my camera, and I've got a lot of video, but I haven't edited none of it yet. And we are going to also do a comment video. I've done comments before where you viewers send us comments, the bad comments, the good comments. I don't care which ones they are. I'm going to read some of them. And I've never done it with Sue. So we're going to do comments, and we'll get her reaction to some of them. One of the comments, I hope I can find it. It was kind of a nasty comment. A guy sent me a comment saying, boy, that was a waste of the 10 minutes of my life I'd like to have back. He said, you told me in the video everything you didn't know, but you didn't tell me anything you knew, which I assume is probably nothing. That was the comment. But I want to read the name and get her reaction to that. WrestleMania says, howdy to you. I can hear you, so it is too loud.
Hey, Wrestler.
Oh, it is not too loud. I'm never, ever listening to what Wrestler has to say. Jerry says, I can hear you. Thanks, Jerry. Marcia says, yes. Tammy Fergus says, I hear you. Okay, we're good to go.
Kevin,
hello.
Indiana.
Kevin says, it's cold in Indiana. You're coming through fine. Great. Well, Kevin, it's chilly here, too. It was when we first got here, the weather was actually close to perfect for me. Yeah. It was like 75, sunny, very, very light breeze, just enough to feel good. Didn't bother anybody. We went to the beach. Actually, we went to Mustang Island, wherever that is. My cousin took me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where none of this stuff is at. We went through, there's so many Aransas something around here. You got Aransas County, Aransas Path, Aransas.
There's Port Aransas.
Port Aransas, Aransas, where they have all the set-aside land for the animals. Aransas.
Oh, that's a wildlife
preserve.
Wildlife refuge, yeah.
Aransas everything. So I get confused on what part of Aransas we're in or what we're not in. But we've been riding around checking areas out we haven't been to before. We went to the area yesterday after we went to a Dairy Queen to get an ice cream cone. And we went to an area yesterday where the country and western, I call it country and western, country music guy.
George Strait has a house over there.
Yeah, George Strait has a house over there. We didn't go to the house because it's marked that you can't go in there. It's gated, you know. Yeah. I actually could have drove in there, but I respect the privacy. But it's a beautiful area over there.
Jerry says that you have a low battery warning flashing on the screen. I don't see it on our screen.
Yes, I do see it right there. Are you kidding me?
Are you plugged in?
I can't plug this camera in for battery, but I checked the battery before we started, and the battery was full.
Okay.
But I do see it, Jerry. Golly, doggone it. I could change batteries real quick. Wait a minute. You know what? I'm not going to do that. Hold on just a second.
Did you expect anything different, guys?
I can't believe it. I just checked the battery and it said it was full. So there's a way that I can change cameras, though. Hold on. I got another camera. If I stop that cam, where's the settings at on this thing? Settings. Camera. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Bingo. Oh, there it is.
a slightly different view.
It's a cheaper. It's a camera that's in the computer, which I think it sucks, but it'll get me by, I suppose.
Everything's
But
lighter, I think.
yeah, if the batteries are going bad on that one, which, man, I'll tell you, I don't understand why the battery's going bad. But anyway, so I forget what I was talking about. Here we are. We're in our beautiful mansion here.
Yeah.
But we've been talking to a lot of people. When the first night we got here, we were invited to go up to a wine tasting event they had up at the clubhouse, I guess you call it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go because there's really only one kind of wine that I drink, and I know everybody else drinks all this other kind of wine, and so I didn't want to, waste everybody's wine by me drinking it and not liking it. So I
went because I like trying new things, and if it's wine, I'm in for it.
Yeah, I don't mind going to different things, but I just can't. It's just like if they had a liver tasting contest. I'm not going to that either because I don't like liver.
Okay, Gringo says you've turned a whiter shade of pale.
I know it. The camera on the computer is not the best, but I just checked the battery on that thing, and I figured it was good for an hour, and now I don't know. Yeah. This is how my luck goes.
WNL on the road.
Yeah.
Marcia says.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a WNL here. I did it last time I came down here 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? I think it was, because last year was COVID.
It was the first year of COVID, actually. We were here in March when it started, and we hurried home.
Yeah, when I did a WNL that year.
Yeah.
And I thought it was awful. Everybody else said it was fun and all this and that. I didn't like it, and so I decided this year when I come down, I'm just not going to do it. If I can't do it to come out halfway right, I'm just not going to do it, and so I just decided, we'll just wait till we get home.
And you never know, by the end of this week, he may change his mind again.
I'm not changing my mind. One is I didn't bring any prizes. Two is I have no games. They're all at the house. The games that I was looking at are at the house. And so I'm just not going to do it. Sounds like a troll.
Oh, yes, that's what you were going to talk about. Somebody sent a...
No, well, it might have been a troll. I was just going to explain on that if I can find it. I'll just do it now in case I can't find it again. That those kind of comments I get, just so you guys kind of understand what's going on down in the villages, are usually from people that watch other YouTube channels and they want me to go away. And so they come to my channel once in a while and they put all these different comments in there. And when I find them, I take them out. So you guys may not even see them. And a lot of them, I've got their names in the YouTube jail. So I look at the comments they make, but their comments never make it to the channel unless I approve them. And most of them I don't approve. And that's what happens. And so I just got to the point, I just don't pay no attention to them much anymore. But I thought it'd be fun for you to hear a couple of them.
Mr. Cheeses wants to know what the gas prices are down here.
Too damn expensive. That's what they are down here. They've been going up every day. When we first got here, the cheapest gas price I saw was $3.03 for cash.
Honest. That's what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. Down here, you got credit card price and cash price. I still say that's illegal, but that's just me. $3.03 was cash. $3.09, I think, was credit card. And ever since then, it's been going up like a nickel to a dime every day at every gas station. And what's funny, I can go, say, a half mile down the road, and it'll be, say, $3.79. That's what it was yesterday, $3.79. I can go to the gas station across the street, and it can be $3.59, 20 cents difference. I don't understand the difference here. But the gas prices here is all over the place. But down here, the gas price really isn't the problem. Everybody here's got a diesel pickup truck. I swear to God, everybody in town's got a diesel pickup truck.
I've never seen so many trucks.
And yeah, there's tons and tons of diesel pickup trucks. I suppose contractors and people pulls these big RVs that got diesel pickups. It's the diesel price. And right now, diesel price here is probably pushing, what was that? Oh, that's Linda. It's probably pushing $5 a gallon. It was $4.73, I think, yesterday. So it's horrendously high. It's crazy.
Wrestler said it's snowing here right now, so stop your damn complaining.
I'm not complaining. It's just when we first got here, it was 75, and that lasted about three, maybe 4 days. And then it went down that night in the high 30s or low 40s, I forget. You had to turn the heater on. And it's been chilly ever since. Highs today is going to be, what is it, 50 something, right?
58 is what it is right now.
58. And then tomorrow 60. And it stays 60 for a couple of days, and then but the lows at night get down in the high 40s. And then next week, though, it's supposed to pop back up into the 70s, and I think pretty much stay 70s the rest of the week, as of right now. That could change.
Said he paid $4.99 on Super for his motorcycles. $4.99. Wow.
Who?
William Rizzo.
Paid what?
$4.99 for Super for his motorcycle.
For Super gas, yeah. That's what it was when I was leaving Florida. We stopped around, I forget where, Pensacola or someplace up there to get gas. And I went to oh no, it wasn't. It was north of Ocala, about 10 or 15 miles. I went to a petrol station. I've never been to a petrol in a motorhome before, pulling a car. So I was curious if I could get in and out easier than I can some of them Loves and whatever. And so Petro had that gas station leased out to BP. But it was kind of easy in, easy out the way it was set. And I took pictures. You guys haven't, maybe you have. You've already seen that video. And if you look over to the left where the Super was at, it was like $4.79, I think, then. So I don't know what it is now.
No, Bill B said he paid $4.29 a gallon today.
Where's he live at? Who's Bill B? I should know this guy. I know. I'm sorry. Bill, are you in the Villages? I think you are, right? Yeah. I know Bill B.
It took a while.
How come you haven't sent me one of your videos with a story on it? I want you to tell a story about the lady that borrowed a quarter from you at the police station. It's hilarious.
I would really like to have you on, Bill. I mean, you're good at telling stories.
Yeah, it's just once a month, buddy. Just mail me a 2-minute story every month. I'll edit it, and then when we have a WNL, you'll be my special guest. The time for Bill B. The Bill B story.
Just thinks how much it costs to fill an 18-wheeler.
Well, it makes no difference, Bill, on 18-wheelers. They really don't care. And I'll tell you why. The government, they did it when I had a truck. The government gives you a rebate, and I forget how it worked, but once gas or diesel gets above a certain price, for every nickel over that, you get a rebate from the federal government. And it's called something, geez, I wish I could remember the name of it. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's been so long since I've been in a truck. All companies get it. You get a big rebate from that. And what else was it? It's all tax deductible because it's a business. So if he spends $1,000 a week in fuel, that $1,000 a week is all tax deductible. And so that company will get probably a huge refund of some kind or another.
And you'll see that on your deliveries. You know, if you have anything delivered, they give you a fuel surcharge.
Fuel surcharge. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, they tack that onto your bill. And then like I said, they had it once before when the prices got high. And I know there was a couple of places I had deliveries from that had tacked that on.
Yeah, so those guys, they complain about it. Even the owner operators will complain about it. But the truth is, it's a break-even deal for them anyway.
Tammy said it was $3.99 Monday in Tennessee.
So what are you saying? Your ass is? What?
You're way behind here.
Oh, I guess I am. My ass.
Yeah.
What was I saying about my ass?
I don't know.
I gotta speed up here. I am way behind.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. That Mariella Arguera, that probably a porn site. Get rid of that, wrestler. Or here, I'll get rid of it. That's probably a porn site. We'll get rid of it. Put her in timeout. Block the user. There you go. She's gone forever. Whoops, the error has occurred. Why does the error occurred? Well, then I'll put her in timeout. There you go. Gone. Keep running until it dies. What's that mean, Rizzo? Keep running until it dies.
They're talking about when your camera was going bad.
Oh, I don't know why. Well, never mind. I got to disconnect. I could put a battery back in it because it does have a better picture.
Like I said, you're good.
This battery's fully charged over here.
Oh, for gosh sake.
Okay. So fully charged on them.
Oh, okay.
Just keep them entertained while I put
Yeah,
this in.
hang on, y'all, while we do what we're supposed to do. You know, this place down here, and then, like I said, this is the second time we've been here, and of course, Skip's cousin lives down here. And they're so, him and his wife are so nice about showing us all the sights and everything. But it's one of those places that it's one of those places that is very I don't know, it's out of the way. You know, it's along the coast, and I said it's everything's water, about the water here, the oyster farms and the rice farms, and I was shocked when I seen how much rice they grew around here. And then we went to a place where there was big mountains of oyster shells. And I was told that was the Vietnamese people that had come here during the war or what have you, and that's how they made their living down here. They were used to doing fishing and or doing oyster catching, and they have a big outlet here, and they have a little factory, and they just got mountains of shells. But you know, they use the shells for road work and sidewalks. They crush them and put them in the there you go. But they crush them and put them in with their asphalt and in with their sidewalk cement and stuff. I mean, they use them. But like I say, everything around here is geared around the water, and this is what they call it, the coastal bend.
Well, it used to be a fishing village.
Yeah, they call it the coastal
That's
bend.
all it was.
And because it's kind of right in the crook on the Gulf.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place. It's not real touristy yet, but we've seen a lot of signs of building here. I mean, everything is going up. It's really, I hope it doesn't get bad, and they don't let them build necessarily on the water here like they have around us. So you know, you can walk the beaches. Now Rockport Beach has a fee. Your Bucky's got
Bucky's.
Rockport Beach has a fee, but it's considered what do they call it? A blue water beach.
All I know is on the Rockport Beach, it's $10 for a guest pass. I think it's $10 for a week or a month or something like that. It's not much. And that money is used for cleaning the sand every day, I guess. And then they also have these pavilions built along the beach. They're not small either, they're huge. And you can rent the conference rooms in there for a big family party. You can sit outside in the outdoor area and have a picnic. They got restrooms there. I mean, it's very nice. So a lot of that money, I think, goes for that. And it's also no pets are allowed over there. But on the other side, which is kind of where I don't understand that $10 charge, the other side, the beach is wide open for pets. You take your dog out there and play frisbee, whatever you want to do. You would think the $10 charge would be on the pet side, because you know there's a certain amount of people that ain't picking up after their pets.
And that's only if you drive on the Rockport Beach. If you walk.
Oh yeah, you can walk there for free.
For free. But like I said, if you drive out there, then that's what they charge you. I think it's $40 for a year.
For residents.
Yeah, but it's really, really, really nice. And like I said, most of the places we've been around here, like Port Aransas, now it's more touristy. That's where all the tourists go is there, because they have all the t-shirt shops and the restaurants and things like that. And like I said, the one we went to, we had some really good food, and it has a big pirate ship out back. And I don't know exactly where they go, but it's like a 3-hour cruise on this pirate ship, and I think we might take that before we get out of here.
Takes you to Gilligan's Island. 3-hour cruise.
But it's so cute. But the food was really, really good in there. We got some good gumbo, and
that was good.
I told him, I said, you know, we come all the way across Louisiana and didn't get any gumbo. So, but they had some good gumbo here. So,
well, anyway, somebody was asking me yesterday or today if I thought, and I know this ain't the RV channel, forget it. I'll answer this on the RV channel, because this is the Villages channel, so we'll forget that. But anyway, yeah, we're just having a pretty good time. This park is very quiet. I have never had a problem with any kind of noise, really, except early in the morning. It seems like these guys want to mow the grass at 7 o'clock in the morning.
It's just like at home. Everybody's got their day. They only do it one day a week here. And at home, the neighbors might have a different guy, and ours is Wednesday, the next guy's is Thursday, so it seems like all week long. But they always start early in the morning.
Yeah.
But here they don't only just mow, but they come around with a blower and blow all the leaves, because there's big coastal oaks here.
You're doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You're looking at yourself.
Oh, okay.
You gotta look at that.
Okay. Oh, right. I didn't know.
Yes.
Well, that's okay. Well, the coastal oaks here are beautiful, but they put off a lot of leaves. They're little leaves, but they put off a lot of them. And we've got the rug out here in front of the camper, and we've had to sweep it off a lot. But like I said, the guy that mows the yards also comes around with a blower and blows all these leaves away. And that's nice.
My cousin probably told him to do that.
No, he did it all around the park. It wasn't just here. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched him this morning. He went all.
See, it's nice when you have a cousin that not only lives here, but he works in this park. And so I got moved 3 times in 3 different spots before I even got here. Yeah. Originally, I called down and I just wanted to get a spot for March, and I didn't know if I could even get one, because since they opened the border in Canada, my cousin told me that all the Canadians that normally come down here, the park was full all winter, and we didn't have anything. So I said, well, I was thinking about coming down in March, and he goes, you better call to make sure they got a spot. He said, I'll put your name on the list, because there's always one or two that they get sick or something and they cancel their reservation. So I did. Well, she told me there was a cancellation, and it was whatever spot it was, and she said, I can get you in there. And I said, okay, I'll take it. Well, I told my cousin about it. He went over and looked at that spot. He emailed me back and said, that spot's too small for you. Well, she said the spot was 65 feet long. My unit's only 30 feet long, plus the car. That should be plenty big enough. But he said, no, that wasn't big enough. 2 days later, I got an email from his wife, Margaret, said, we moved you. And I said, okay, where am I at? And she told me what the number was. I forget the number. But anyway, they went down, took a picture of the spot, and sent it to me. And I told him, I said, well, that looks like an okay spot. I don't really care. The only thing I didn't like about the spot, and if they're full, you don't really have a choice. I'm not complaining, but I said, the only thing I didn't like about the spot was I was surrounded by RVs. They were behind me, on each side of me. And, I knew they had better spots here than that. But it goes by price. The really good spots are really expensive. The really bad spots are cheaper. It's just that simple.
And not really that much, but
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so then about 3 or 4 days later, I got another email from Margaret saying, we moved you again. So I sent her an email back saying, well, am I still in the park? And she sent me one back. She said, yeah, I put you in the spot right next to us, because Ron's sister was here, and they decided they were going to go back to Minnesota early for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe they didn't like it here. I don't know. But they left March 1st. Well, then that means I could come in here March 1st. And that's the only way I got to the spot, was because she left early.
Yeah. And
this is probably one of the best spots in the whole park.
It's pretty nice.
It's big. I have nobody next to me. My cousin's like way over here. Yeah. We got a backyard behind us that goes clear back to the fence. I know you can't see it, but believe me, it's big.
Yeah. And I love that everything's cement, so there's not a lot of dust.
No dust.
Dirt and stuff like that. And they keep the park pristine. They really do.
Yeah, park's in good shape. The showers are really nice.
We took video of all that, so
I haven't put the videos up yet.
No,
they haven't seen them. You'll see them. The video of the shower I took was the one at the laundry room. While I'm at the laundry room up there, as Sue was washing clothes, there's a shower in there also, inside the laundry room. And so I thought, well, while I'm in here, I'll just walk around this shower. And I think you'll be surprised how nice it really is. Tile floors, tile walls, and just spotlessly clean.
And Marcia, he didn't help me with the laundry, but he did bring me some laundry that I forgot. He did walk a block.
Yeah, I did walk a block.
He complained about
Actually, I walked 2 blocks. I had to come back.
But their laundry is pretty nice. It's not a big deal, but it's a nice place here. We really like it.
Ringo says, "Talk faster, Skip." What you trying to say? Trying to say I'm taking up too much time?
Oh.
Mimi Alf is a YouTube member of mine. Thanks, Mimi. Just so you guys know what's been going on in my mind about the YouTube channel in the villages, because I've been getting kind of, I don't know, kind of depressed about the whole thing, really. I'm going to make more changes on my channel, and the Patreon members and the YouTube members are going to be at the crux of the change. So just so you know, that I'll let you guys know what those changes are. I'll send the YouTube members a private message, and probably the Patreon members a private message to get your reaction about it. Before I do anything, I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what I'm thinking of doing, and I just want to get your honest reaction on what you think: good, bad, indifferent, whatever.
Yeah, change is always good. Yeah, well, most of the time.
I've made some changes, and I've even asked about their opinion. Here's the answer I normally get from Patreon members. I'll say, I'm thinking about doing this and that. What do you think? And here's the answer I get from almost everybody. Hey, we just enjoy your videos. We don't care what you do. Just have a good time. Keep doing what you're doing. That's what I get.
And that's nice, but that doesn't bring in new people.
Yeah, but then 2 weeks later, I look in there, and the same people who sent them messages, they unsubscribed. It's like, what?
You don't have that many unsubscribed.
Yeah, I got in my Patreon, I've had so far this month, I've had 2 unsubscribe. Don't say unsubscribe. 2 Patreon members that dropped out, so to speak, and that's okay. Nobody's asking you to stay there forever. I always like to know why. That's all. If you're going to drop out, just do me that favor. Just send me a reason why. I don't care if you're dropping out. I don't expect you to stay forever, but I just like to know why. Because if they're dropping out for a specific reason, maybe I can fix that reason for future Patreon members. That's all.
And he doesn't take tips from me.
No.
Why, I don't know.
Because I'm not a girl, and this ain't a girl channel.
I have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, she always has my best interests at heart, and then all I hear about is, we need to go down and get our wills made out. We should get our wills made out. You never did come down and sign your name on that account yet. I need you to put your name on that account.
That's all right. I'll take the money.
I'll be dead, so I don't care. How far behind am I here?
You're way behind.
Am I?
Yeah. Oh, Wrestler's got to leave. Bye, Wrestler. Thank you.
He's working.
Yeah.
Wine racing and wine tasting got my attention. Well, they had it here. I think they have that like once a month. I think that's a regular thing here.
Yeah, they had a whole calendar of things that they do here. Of course, they have the exercise classes. They got an exercise room. They got a sauna here in an RV park.
You know what?
A sauna.
Yeah, they got a hot tub. It used to be saltwater hot tub and a saltwater pool, and I guess Ron said they changed it because nobody really cared about the saltwater stuff here anyway at all. So they just changed it because it's probably cheaper to maintain. And they have a exercise room. Nothing huge, nothing great, but it's there. They have, he told me they had a sauna. And I said, what, you got a sauna? He said, yeah. I said, show me, I want to see it. Because I went in a sauna years ago and I kind of liked it, but it was a big sauna. Like, I don't know, 15, 20 people could go in there. This one is more of a,
I think 4 people.
If that.
3 or 4 people.
If it was 4 naked guys, I'd feel uncomfortable about it. And it's actually inside the exercise room, which I'm really not comfortable with that either. Because while you're sitting in the sauna, it's got a glass door on the front. People are in the exercise room, and they can all just turn around and look at you.
So you don't want to be naked.
Well, I don't think I expect you to be anyway, but I'm just saying, I just don't feel comfortable about it. So I probably won't go in there. But I did do video or a picture. So when I get that video cut, you'll see a picture of the sauna anyway.
And it's kind of the newest thing going. I mean, it wasn't the kind you were talking about, but it's very nice.
Bill B says, how's the food down there? So far, the food's been fine. Yeah. I don't look for the corporate places, but I did go to a couple here the last few times I've been here. One was Whataburger. I've never been to a Whataburger, and I know that's a Texas thing. And so I thought, well, I'll go try that. Me and her went and tried it. And I can tell you my reaction was, I didn't see anything big deal about it at all. Matter of fact, I thought the hamburger actually was a little on the disgusting side for a hamburger. It was put together real sloppily. I mean, they didn't even take time to even do it correctly. And
And Wendy's was better.
Wendy's, for me, Wendy's is better.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't care for it.
Yeah. But some of the other places are very nice. And Ron and Margaret showed us the local places that they go to. And it's not necessarily the big touristy places. There was a nice breakfast restaurant that's family run, very nice, good food. And they
what was it called? We had the meatloaf. I had the meatloaf. Like
family kitchen.
Family kitchen.
My family kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, that's a local place, and that's the places I really like to go to. Is local. You don't have corner cafes anymore, but I like to go to a place where the people that live here full time, that's their favorite place to go have breakfast, or that's their favorite place to go have lunch.
Yeah.
And those are the places that I look for.
But you could have breakfast all day long. They closed at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. They weren't a dinner place. It was just breakfast and lunch. But they served breakfast all day. But I think they closed at 2, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. He said breakfast and lunch, and that's it. They don't do dinner. And at 2 o'clock they close. And
then we found a really great pizza place, and it was a pizza buffet actually. And I'm usually not crazy about those, but this one was really nice, and it's another family-owned place, and they had all kinds of pizzas, and they had calzones, and they had dessert pizzas, and they had ice cream.
Yeah.
So it was really, very nice.
The dessert pizzas, I think, are weird. I mean, a cherry pizza, a chocolate pizza.
And I told him they don't put chocolate on pizza dough. They put it on a cookie dough.
I don't care. I had an ice cream cone. But other than that, that we've had some good places. Last time he was here, Ron took us to a German bakery that he likes to go to get, I want to say strudel, apple strudels.
Apple strudel.
And I went there, and that's what it is. It's a German bakery, and there's all kinds of stuff in there that I don't even know what they all are. I'm not really big on that kind of thing, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But they had a lot of German type stuff in there.
And the other day we went to.
Oh, they had a bathroom door that doesn't shut. You have to shut the door and then slide a rock in front of it to keep it from opening. I bet it ain't changed a bit.
But we went to a local place and had lunch the other day, and it was very nice, very small, but very, very good food. It's got chicken gizzards.
Yeah, I had gizzards.
I mean, where do you find chicken gizzards?
At that place where we're just at.
Yeah, that was cool, And we went to the one big place we went to where the pirate ship was, and I said we had gumbo and what else did we have there? I forget.
Well, Margaret got some kind of special hamburger thing. You got sweet potato fries and something.
And gumbo.
Gumbo, maybe, yeah. I do look for the good seafood here because we are right next to the water, and I mean now.
And we haven't tried out that many of them yet.
No, because I really haven't found any that yet, other than the 2 that we've been to 2 years ago that I don't know the names of either one of them. But they're, that one we met people here that were followers of ours on the Villages channel. They happened to be here. He sent us an email, and we met him at a restaurant. And Paradise Key, that's it.
Yeah.
Can you see it? That's right here. Paradise Key.
It's right on the water.
Yeah. And the reason why we didn't eat outside that day, if I remember right, it was very windy.
Yeah.
And the pelicans were out and about, and the seagulls. So, and they told us there that you have to really watch your food outside because the seagulls will literally swoop down on your plate and steal your food.
Yeah.
So we sat inside where it was warm, but it was a nice place, and I wouldn't mind going back. And I forget what I got there, but I'm pretty sure I got some kind of seafood.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know I did. I got the scallops and the shrimp. I love scallops.
It does seem to me, though, for some reason, and I don't know why, even in Florida, you would think that when you get next to the water like that, you're going to get the best seafood, the fresh of the fresh, at the best price because they don't have to truck it anywhere. It's right there.
Yeah.
And that's not true. It seems like every time we get next to the water like this and we go look for seafood restaurants, it's very expensive. And I just don't understand that. The other day I went to a Red Lobster. We weren't here yet. We were heading this way. And we went to a Red Lobster to have something to eat. And I usually get the same thing. And the price the price of where I usually get was around $24, I think it was, for the seafood platter. Seafood platter? Anyway, it's got crab legs and all that stuff on it, different things. And I went to get it up there, and the price was I want to say $37 just for me.
Yeah.
Not including Coke or anything else to go with it. I said, I'm not paying that. That's just nuts. And so anyway, price of seafood just getting crazy nuts down here. I don't know why, but it is. Must have something to do with that supply chain, huh?
It's like everything else, you know. And I do think we are seriously going to have a food problem here shortly. With the truckers going to Washington, they're not out there picking up the food.
Well, that's the owner operators. Don't let that scare you, because I know by being a Teamster, your biggest trucking companies in the world are run by a corporation, and they're going to give their drivers a direct order. You're going to run, or you're not going to have a job. UPS drivers will not be in that. FedEx drivers, unless they're owner operators, will not be in that. And YRC drivers will not be in that. And you won't have to worry about it. Or
like we were having shortages before all this. I mean, we were.
Must have been a supply chain problem.
Yeah, we were having our grocery stores. The shelves weren't full to start with, and I think it's only going to get worse.
That's because people hoard. They've got the people in the nation, a certain amount of people in this nation, so scared of everything in the world that ain't even happened yet that they're hoarding. Yeah. They're buying. My mom would have done it. She would have bought food and stuck it in the bedroom.
Yeah. And then I said, we did notice when we left Florida, they said that a couple stations there in the villages was already out of gas because they had announced the Russian war thing. And two of the stations were already out of gas because everybody run to get their gas tank full.
Yep.
Because I said, once we get out of the villages, there wasn't anything like that. I mean, the prices were going up, but I mean, they weren't anything empty that I know of.
Gotta stop being that way. Gotta stop being scared. Quit doing that stuff. But nobody, who cares? Jesus says, how's gas prices down there? Well, right now, Mr. Jesus, if I had to take a guess, since yesterday, the average down here for regular gas was probably $3.79. It would vary from one side of town to the other, $3.59 to $3.79. Where I'm at would be $3.79. Today, I'll bet you it's $3.89. It's pushing $4 a gallon real fast. Yeah. Diesel is pushing $5 a gallon. So, and that's a big concern down here. It's like I said a while ago, everybody down here has a diesel pickup. Everybody. Yeah. And so it's all about diesel price. And yesterday, diesel was $4.79 a gallon. And I don't know what it is today. We haven't went anywhere today. We're going to go somewhere here in a little bit, but it's beyond it's not pretty, because if you have to drive somewhere like I do in this motorhome here, we didn't know anything about this. We came over here. So I meandered over here. Going home now, I'm not going to meander. I'm taking the straight route home, so I don't have to spend any more money for gas than I have to. But I'll bet you, and I'm going to do a video. I've got all the receipts over here. I don't know how many gallons of gas that I burnt to get here, or how much I actually spent to get here, but I'm going to let everybody know in the RV channel anyway, with gas prices, this is what it costs to go from the villages to Rockport. And then I'll let you know what it costs to go from Rockport at the end of this, going back to the villages. It's not going to be pretty, I can tell you that.
Well, that should be show the rise in the gas prices and all, how much it was coming out here when this first started.
The difference was when we came out here, I meandered everywhere. I didn't really do a straight route here. We stopped. I let the generator run all night. I'm a big generator user. I know you're going to watch a lot of full-time RV channels. They're going to tell you, don't use a generator, buy solar, do this, do that. Well, you got to do what's good for you. And I am a big generator user because I boondock a lot. So if I go out in the middle of nowhere and I want to watch TV, I do have a solar battery I can use for that. But generally speaking, we stop somewhere to make lunch or something like that, you got to fire up a generator. Yeah. And it's nothing for us to fire a generator up and let it run for 6 or 8 hours because I might decide to take a nap. Well, if it's cold out and I want to run the electric heater, I got to fire up the generator.
Yeah, it seemed like as soon as we got out of Florida, the temperature started going down.
Yeah, it did. It was chilly all the way across there. Nothing really terrible, except that one night we stayed in the Walmart parking lot next to Buc-ee's. It got down like 36 degrees that night. So, we had the electric heaters going and a generator running all night long. That really affects my gas mileage because I, at best guess, and I'm just guessing here, I really never ever really, downloaded anything to actually check for sure. But I think my generator is usually somewhere between a half a gallon an hour to maybe 3/4 of a gallon an hour. And the guy told me the other day, he said it's probably closer to a gallon an hour of gas. Well, if you sit somewhere for 8 hours, and let's say it's a gallon an hour, and let it run, that's 8 gallons of gas. That really affects the gas mileage. On this trip, I have went from anywhere from one time I was like at 11 mile to the gallon pulling the car, which is kind of like a little bit above normal for me. And then I've gotten as low as 6.5 miles to the gallon. And it's not because the vehicle is running bad or it had a lot of wind. It's because I probably stopped somewhere for 8 hours and let my generator run for 8 hours. And that made my gas mileage look really bad.
And he drives like a trucker.
Not really. I came here all the way out here not running anything over 65 miles an hour. I just mosey. I'm not in no hurry. I just have to cruise at 62, 65, and I just go. You didn't hardly see me pass anybody.
Yeah.
Has Linda arrived yet? No, she's a week late because she had to get a couple of doctor appointments, I think, out of the way, and that popped up.
Yeah.
So, her husband fell and broke his ankle here. I don't know how long ago it was, or his shoulder. His shoulder.
Yeah.
And they thought he was done and ready to go, and then the doctor recommended another week's worth of physical therapy before he could go.
Yeah.
So that's what the hang-up is that he's got this week, a physical therapy, and he's ready to go too. I think he wants to get out. Yeah. And
it'd be nice, at least this way when they get here, maybe it'll warm back up by the time they get here.
But she's not leaving. I think she told me, and I'm not 100% sure on this either because I don't listen to nobody. I think she told me like March 15th or 13th, she's going to be pulling out. Now, I already know where her first stop's going to be. I'm not going to say because there's some weird people out there that'll try to track you down. And so I know where she's going to stop that first night. So where she stops anywhere else, because she's going to mosey too. She's more of a planner than I am. Sue will tell you, other than having a right direction or having a destination of where I want to be, I don't plan anything in between. I just mosey. That's all I do. And so me coming here, all I knew is I'm going to Rockport, and I knew I could check in March 1st. And what happened between the villages and here is up in the air. I don't have anything planned.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And who was it here? Somebody said that they was going to miss, if I move to the villages, I'm going to miss seafood from New England. That's Kathy B in the 603.
You will. I'm not going to lie to you because your seafood up there is probably much better than what you're going to get down here.
Yeah, Ron Sanders says it's off the Cisco truck. That's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
We have a lot of seafood down here, but I made fun of it 3 years ago on a YouTube channel, and I got a lot of flack for it. And they go, oh, no, there's great seafood over here at this place. Oh, there's great seafood over here at that place. It ain't great. They have some seafood that tastes pretty good. They use the right seasonings. They cook it right. It's okay. But I'm here to tell you, if it don't come off the Cisco truck in the villages, you're not going to get it. And it's just a shame when an hour and 15 minutes from here, you got fresh shrimp trawlers and fishing boats over there at Tampa Bay area. And we don't see any of that fresh stuff in the villages because restaurants just don't run that way, especially the, what's that company called that owns all the restaurants in Brownwood and all? FMK. That's a corporation. They don't run a corporation that way. It's all about sustainability. It's all about the service, and they get service because them Cisco trucks have the keys to all their restaurants. So in the middle of the night, when everybody's home in bed sleeping, they got a key to go in that restaurant, and they put all their stuff in their freezers and in their refrigerators. So when they show up for work the next morning, it's all there and ready to go. And that's how they run a restaurant. But if you go to the coast over there, and I used to go down to Punta Gorda on a regular basis, and I went to Harpoon Harry's over there a lot. And you'll see the difference of fresh seafood and what we get in the villages. And hello from New Hampshire. It's snowing this afternoon. I don't know if you're going to get a lot or not, but I know that Sue's brother up in Rockport said they got how many inches?
5, but I think he was in Minnesota. He was visiting the granddaughter.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Minnesota got 5 inches up there. So the snow's still around. It's still around. In Florida right now, it's 85 degrees, just so you know. For what?
Mike.
What do you need it? You don't need it here. Oh, for there.
Yeah. Just write it down.
You told me what it was.
Oh, okay.
It's I think it's the same one that we've always used. No.
No?
You can try it, but I think it's Maggie.
Okay.
Tell him try that and say, I don't know.
We should know this stuff.
Okay. Once I'll have to look on my phone and see if I've got it. I don't know. My wife gets the wine flu every night.
Oh boy, you are way behind.
I guess I am.
Yeah.
We paid $4.99 for super. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that. It's snowing in Pennsylvania, Wrestler says.
Yeah.
Ford guy, 65. Hey. Okay. I think he's a new follower. I don't recall that name before.
I don't either, unless it's somebody's changed their name.
Cool. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
429 today, BLB said. That's in Florida because he's in the Villages. So the Villages is, I'm assuming that's regular gas. 429. God.
Yeah.
Jeez, this is crazy nuts. Crazy nuts. $3.99 Monday. I don't know where she's at here in Johnson City, Tennessee. It's $3.99. That's $4. Bill B says I'm camera shy. Stop it, Bill. you're just send me a recording. I don't need your picture. We'll make it, what they call it, a blog. You know, like a storytelling blog that I did a couple of them. Remember that? And your picture don't need to be on there. It really don't. But the stories are great. I'm telling you. Just do it one time. Do it for me one time. I'll do it on WNL. You watch it. If you don't like it, we don't have to do it ever again. Matter of fact, you know, Bill, what you can do is take your cell phone and do it on a cell phone. I can take your audio totally out and have no video there whatsoever, and then we can do it that way too. And if you make a mistake, don't worry about it because I can edit it. Costco store says they have long lines for their gas in Clifton, New Jersey. We need police to direct traffic. See, there's no sense in that. There really isn't no sense in that.
Yeah.
Just get what you need, leave the rest for somebody else, and we'll get through this.
Ron Sanders says when you have your stroke and Sue is in charge, your life is going to be super organized.
Yeah. I'll be dead.
No, I'm not real organized either. I'm not as bad as he is, but I'm not real organized. But I know what I'm doing from one day to the next.
Gas is so expensive at Buc-ee's. Actually, Buc-ee's gas station, of course, they got to charge what they have to pay too, but Buc-ee's is really some of the more reasonable places to buy gas.
Really, that surprises me, but it really is.
Yeah. Every time we go find a Buc-ee's, every station around Buc-ee's is high, and then Buc-ee's is always the most reasonable for me that I've seen. When we went to Indiana last time, and I took a picture of it just to show you guys, it was like $3 a gallon, I think, for gas at that time everywhere, $2.89, $2.99, something like that. And when I got to that new Buc-ee's, they just opened up, I believe it was in Georgia, Calhoun, Georgia, regular gas was $1.95. I got a feeling that was just a special that they had for a new Buc-ee's that they opened. We went to Indiana. We was up there for like 4 or 5 days. On the way home, I stopped at that Buc-ee's again. The gas was still $1.95. And I have no explanation for it, but I took advantage of it. I filled up like everybody else did.
Moni Answer says $4.25 for regular gas here in mid-Michigan as of yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to keep going up. I think we're all going to see $5 gas.
Yeah.
And maybe more than that. I know right now California has areas, probably LA area, maybe San Francisco area. They got areas where I believe somebody told me they hit $7 a gallon. I think California's average gas price is like $6.50 for gas. I don't know what diesel is there, but I can just tell you it's not pretty.
No, Ron Sanders wants to know what states have the cheapest gas.
Well, so far the states that had the cheapest gas that we drove in has been Texas.
Yeah, and the closer we got, the cheaper it got. When we got here, like I said, it was 303 for regular gas.
Yeah.
It has since went up, but that's what it was when we got here. When we paid 379, I think, when we left Florida.
Yeah, it may not be that way going home, but coming here, Texas was the cheapest gas. The closer we got to Rockport, got cheaper. Rockport had the cheapest.
And we were actually talking about, we may have to leave the camper and fly home.
Yeah, I did.
Cheaper.
I did. I told her, I said, if it gets crazy nuts, maybe I'd be better off to store my camper down here somewhere and get an airplane ticket and fly home. Come back and get it later. How far is the ocean from the RV park? I don't know exactly how far it is, Jerry, but if I wanted to, seriously, I could walk to it. It's far enough away. We don't get any of the salt spray or sand spray or anything like that, but yet it's close enough that if you peek through the trees the right way, I can see it. I mean, that's how I put it.
It's like having a water view at the Villages.
Yeah,
it's over there.
Yeah. But if we got in the car and drove straight to the beach, the one closest to us, I could probably be there in, I don't even know, 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's Paradise Key. It's like across.
That's on the other. That's on the other town, though.
No, it's here. It's down there.
Wherever. Depends on what part of the beach you want to go to. You may have to drive a little bit, but if I went to the closest one behind us, it'd probably be about 5 minutes. It's not very far.
Big tip: don't ever ask Skip for directions.
Yeah. I got a GPS that I take with me everywhere.
And full-time truck driver for 30 years, and he couldn't find his way out of this park.
Another truck driver would understand that. You lame people don't understand that.
Sure, it's a truck driver thing.
Truckers run interstate. Truckers have regular routes like I had with UPS.
Huh?
I went from Indianapolis to Fontana, California, to the UPS terminal there. That's what I did. Anything between Indianapolis and there, I don't know everything in between. I know where we stopped for fuel. I know where we switched out for drivers, and I know where we stopped and got something to eat. But I don't know every town between here and there. So, and I never drove city. I never did a city delivery job, never. So when I go into the city, I don't necessarily mean that I know every road in the city because I drove a truck.
Yeah.
Gringo said it's $6.50 in Costa Rica, but prices is set by government 2 times a month. Well, I'll tell you, President Nixon years ago, maybe you guys don't remember, he had a runaway inflation at 1.2, and he did something that I thought at the time was pretty ingenious. He had a price freeze on everything on a certain date when it took effect. You couldn't raise prices anymore. And sometimes I wonder if that's not what they should have done here a long time ago. Because Exxon and some of them oil companies are taking advantage of this. I mean, you tell me, what's a fair price? I don't know what a fair price is. I mean, Exxon's really the only ones that know. How much does it cost Exxon to get a barrel of oil out of the ground? They know. I don't know. So, yeah, I think a lot of these companies, I've always said, they're taking advantage of this.
Yeah, and then I said, man, we get most of our oil, I think, from Saudi Arabia, from those countries. I think that's where we get the biggest share of it from, and they kind of dictate the price themselves. And they haven't been putting out more oil on purpose, I think.
They do that all the time. I mean, they keep saying, well, they can't do this because it's price fixing and all that. And I'm just like, well, where's President Biden been all this time? Because every year, Thanksgiving time, guess what? Price of gas goes up. Every year, Christmas time, guess what? Price of gas goes up. Snowbirds, price of gas goes up. I don't know how they do it, but that's what they do. We can see Skip's face much clearer now. Please go back to the computer camera.
That's how far behind you are.
I'm far behind.
And Marcia says we should get bucket cups for prizes.
I might, if that's what they want. I usually get something that's easy to mail because mailing anymore is kind of costly. You know, you guys maybe not see all this, but on my Patreon members, especially the higher level Patreon members, I give away free stuff all the time to those guys. The last thing I gave away, and I think it was a Patreon member, I gave away a free Inside the Bubble book. And I said, whoever wins it, I said, just send me your address and I'll mail it to you. Just so happens the guy that won it lives in the Villages. Why he would want that book is beyond me, but anyway, he won, and I mailed it to him. To mail that book from my house to another house in the Villages was $9. So that's why I like mailing gift cards out. You know, I was going to say a 35-cent stamp, but I don't know how much a stamp is.
I'll take care of it.
I just know you put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and it's gone.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for, is easy stuff to mail.
Okay. Like I said, you're away. How long are you staying on the road?
Staying on the road.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll be out until at least April.
Yeah, April 1st, I'm heading back to the Villages. Sue has to get treatments. Prince Harry went to a rodeo in Texas.
Yeah, Biden was here yesterday too.
He was in Fort Worth.
Yeah, that's Texas.
Yeah, I guess it is. I'm not sure Biden knows where the southern border is. Yeah, fly on the wall. How long are you staying on the road? Oh, you read that.
Yeah.
It says gas is going up by the hour. Sure seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Going up by the hour. I mean, we went to town, I swear, yesterday we went to town. There's a gas station on the corner over here, and we go by it all the time. And I remember looking up at it. I could have swore it said 359. Sue said it didn't, but I thought it said 359. Coming home, it was 379.
But we did pass one. There was a Bolero on one side of the street that was 379. And the one on the other side of the street was 343. So, you know, maybe there was an honest man in the bunch somewhere, and he hadn't run out of that cheap gas yet. But I don't know.
I don't know what the rules are on this gas anymore.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I was a kid, there was rules about prices of gas. That's why we had gas wars. When was the last time you saw that?
Oh God, yeah, I remember. I drove a Corvair, you know, and they didn't take a whole lot of gas. And I think the cheapest I found gas was $25.9, something like that.
When I worked at a gas station, I remember gas cheaper than $25.9 only because they had a thing back then called a truck discount. If you had a pickup truck, we had a pickup truck gas pump, and you had to sign your name. I don't even know what you were signing your name for, but pickup trucks got a discount. And I can remember the cheapest I saw gas for a pickup truck was like $18.9, less than 20 cents. And after that, I'm not sure. I'm gonna say an average back then was probably closer to 35 cents, something like that.
But you think about it, it's funny now when you
And
think
keep in
about the
mind,
gas wars.
and keep in mind, 35 cents, they pumped it for you. You didn't even have to get out of the car.
Yeah.
And they wipe the windshield off and check your tire pressure and check your oil and all that. But everybody started getting a little bit of a discount to go pump it yourself, called self-service gas pumps. I didn't like it then, just like I don't like the self-service lines in Walmart today, because it puts somebody out of a job. Now today, each and every one of us is a free employee for that gas company to pump gas, and I don't get paid to do it. Don't even get a discount. So stop going to them self-checkout lines. You're taking a job away from somebody. I'm done.
You sure?
I don't know. I just hate it.
I know you do. And you know, it's funny because the people that work doing that, they actually defend it. It's odd, but they actually say that they don't get rid of people because of that. They put them in other places in the store. I don't know how true that is, but that's kind of what we've been told, that they move them to they use them in different areas of the store. But if somebody leaves, they don't necessarily replace them either.
So Ron Sanders talking about a Prius, how much gas it uses in 3 hours. You know, Ron, when all this happens and everything, how much you want to make a bet that we're going to have a shortage of electric vehicles on car lots? People are going to start buying the hell out of them.
Yeah.
The last time I remember gas getting me $5 a gallon was in Brownsburg when I lived up there. I had a SUV at that time, and we were considering trading it off for another SUV. But I like SUVs. It's easier to get in and out of, and that's why. And when I went and got prices on trading it off, my SUV was literally worth nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted it. And I'm just wondering now, with this gas price being the way it is, what's that going to do to the price of the bigger stuff like motorhomes or an SUV or these diesel pickup trucks that's all over Texas? I don't know if it's going to lower the price of anything. A guy told me a while ago, he's a RV analysis. He said over the next 3 years, there's going to be a $2.2 billion increase in RVs on the road. I don't know. It sounds like to me that somebody needs to start building some RV parks.
Yeah, I wish they would. Yeah, last year when we was on our way to California, that's something that we noticed. I said when we had problems with the generator, we couldn't boondock. We had to have a campground every night. Well, I think the whole world was tired of COVID, and they were out on the road because it was really, really. We'd have to start first thing in the morning or the day before to get a campsite, just a campsite, and some of them were not too great. But they had electricity. That's what we needed. But it was really, really hard to keep ahead of it. Between me and Linda, we were checking this place and checking that place. And like I said, it was a chore. So
we were so desperate trying to find a place for electricity so I could have my air conditioner working. We actually spent the night at a place that hunted and killed pigeons.
It was a pigeon hunting lodge, but they had electricity.
Yeah. And that's it. They had nothing else. Nothing else.
It was a gravel parking lot.
No gravel parking lot. That was it. They had no restaurant, no showers. We don't need all that, but generally speaking, most places have that kind of stuff.
Yes, yes.
But anyway, we took what we could get.
Yeah.
When you have geez, I'm really behind.
Yeah, you are.
Walmart sells California oranges, not Florida oranges. Well, let me tell you what they sell here in Rockport, Texas. And I looked. All the tomatoes at the Hebe store, I'm not being racially, keep in mind though, I am the politically incorrect channel.
H-E-B.
It's H-E-B.
I call it Hebe. It's, initials is what it is.
I call it the Hebe store. But it's H-E-B, H period, E period, B. I don't know what it stands for, but I think it stands for Hebe. So anyway, we go in there and we're grocery shopping. Actually, I get kind of a kick out of going to different grocery stores in different states because you find better barbecue chips sometimes. And I always look for a good barbecue potato chip, stuff like that. So we go in there and we're buying stuff for the refrigerator for cooking a little. We don't cook much in here, we just don't. But we got stuff. and she wanted to get some tomatoes. I said, well, smell them. Make sure they smell like a tomato. I'm tired of these greenhouse tomatoes. So we're looking and we're feeling. We're looking. They're all greenhouse tomatoes. And then I go look at a sticker on all of them. Every tomato in there was from Mexico. Every one of them. It said right on the tomato. So now I'm looking at oranges, right? Mexico. Now I'm looking at cucumbers and stuff. Mexico. Everything in here is from Mexico. And I told my cousin, I says, doesn't the Hebe store buy anything in America? So we got oranges and stuff in California. And then I never thought about it. Well, Mexico border is only like 20 or 30 miles down the road, and Florida's over 1,000 miles away. It's cheaper just to have the stuff brought in here from Mexico. I thought, yeah, I suppose so. I never thought of it, but I don't know, man. I'm sorry. There's just something about that seems wrong to me.
Oh, Linda's here.
Linda who?
Linda Hobbs.
Who's that?
Oh, for crying out loud. She said, dang, didn't get noticed. It's the
That's right, because you're not subscribed.
The pigeon lodge, not fun. No.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's a moderator. She should have got. If you didn't get noticed, you better find out why, Linda.
I don't get them either.
You did. You got it a while ago when I was sitting right here. I said, there it is.
After it's on so long, you don't get the notice. I'm telling you. I have a lot of friends.
Well, she should have got noticed right away, just like everybody else did. Well, I'm tired of these excuses. Learn how to use your phone. Get off your phone.
Okay. Get back to your
Becky S says 579 in California. What part of California, Becky?
Yeah.
By the way, have I ever mentioned how California is nuts?
And Linda says she is too subscribed.
She says she is. She don't know.
And I told you I am.
You say you are, but you don't know.
Oh, I do know. Mark Berry says he got the notice.
See, I got the notice. Everybody gets the notice.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, it's usually when they have it a long time that it doesn't do that, and I don't know why.
It notifies you at the beginning. You guys always wonder why I got a 5-minute thing for the W&L at the very beginning, 5 minutes. I do that on purpose because I guess 5 minutes for everybody to get notified before the show gets started. Adam says $3.79 a gallon yesterday, $3.69 a gallon in Davenport, Iowa. This gas actually went down.
Wow.
You know, that sounds funny that I'm going to say $3.69 is cheap gas. Light snow in Cape Cod. Oh, do. Hey, Jerry, how come you're not a moderator? Well, I don't have that on here. I don't have moderator.
He is.
He is? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Good. I like Jerry to be a moderator. Jerry knows what's going on. And Ron Sanders, what state have the cheap? Oh, we already answered that. Costco. In Florida, we don't have a Costco near the villages. They want one, but they don't have one. And I don't see them having one anytime soon because there's a Sam's on one side, and there's also another one coming up. What's it called?
BJ's.
BJ's.
BJ's Wholesale.
And I don't think Costco is going to want to come up here and compete with 2 other warehouses, and not right now anyway. I mean, there's only 140,000 people there. That sounds like a lot, but for a company like Costco, I'm not sure 140,000 is enough. Sample MM, you from LI. Sample MM, you from LI. I don't know what that means. Sam's Club yesterday was $3.79 in North Dakota. 7 degrees and windy. When is it not windy in North Dakota? It's always windy in North Dakota. 4 guy 64. I'm a PA, but live miles from New York line. So it's probably cold up there, maybe a little snowy. Car Jones filled pickup of diesel for $4.49 on Monday. Today it's $5.20. Insane. You're exactly right, Carl. That's nuts. I don't know. I can feel in my deep gut. Somebody's making a bunch of money here, and we're taking a screwing. Chester Aaron says, hello, Skip and Sue. Hello, Chester.
Hello.
Shell Company took advantage of lower price from Russia, but did they pass the savings on to customers? Well, shoot, no, they never do. That's the thing that gets me. You know, it's just there's no regulation on this stuff, and I don't know. I used to thought we had laws against price gouging.
And you know, they are going to open the reserves up, so we'll get some extra gas.
That always works, doesn't it?
It did come down last time they did that.
Oh, for a day. They've opened up them reserves in the past, and you know what I've seen from it? Nothing. It means nothing. 1 billion gallons. That could be maybe a day or two. That's it. 1954 says, so great to see you and Sue. It's good that we're still alive. We're still here. We're still doing.
I ain't killed him yet.
When I started driving 76, I remember gas at 37 cents. Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And you know, something to think about with inflation and the price. Everybody wants more and more and more and more. Well, of course, when you get a raise at your job, that means your job has to raise the price of whatever they produce to make up for that difference. If Medicare insurance goes up, medical insurance goes up, the company has to keep charging more and more for their products to make up for that difference. Have you ever thought that maybe 2 generations from now that our grandchildren's grandchildren will be paying $1 million for a car? Really? $100 million for an average 2-bedroom home?
Yeah, who would have thought, you know, $70,000 for a pickup truck?
And some of them are more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the new one that Ron ordered. I don't know what He said it was 80.
He said without the options on it, it was going to be something like 75,000. If he got it with the options on it that his other truck had, it was going to be like in the mid 80 some thousand for a truck.
Insane. That's insane.
Nuts. That's nuts.
I don't know. I'm not a big pickup fan, I guess.
Not either. I told him to go back to gas. You don't need to have a diesel to pull one of these things down the road. Is it better for the motor? Is the motor better? Well, yeah. I'm not saying it's not, but seriously, how many miles has Ron pulled this thing? He pulled his trailer from Dallas to here, and he's been here for 5 years. He ain't went anywhere.
But in case he has to leave because of a hurricane, he can do that.
He can pull that with a big gas motor.
Yeah.
He just needs a four-wheel drive to be on the beach. Trust me on that. We went to a beach a couple of days ago, and there's motorhomes on there. Yeah. And we saw one motorhome that would be me. I think he's in the camper. I think he's taking a nap. And what he didn't realize, the high tide's coming in, and two of his tires were already underwater.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know what it would cost him to pull out of there. Yeah, because, like I said, once the water comes up around there, that sand's like cement. So you have to have somebody pull you out. You can't drive out.
BC says, I agree with you, Skip, on self-checkout. Well, yeah, I don't work for this company. I don't want to check anything. That's not my job. Whatever happened to customer service? I know everybody's got their opinion about this, but now I work for a gas station, and I didn't ask to work for a gas station, and that's what's going to happen if they get by with it. Walmart gets by with it. Lowe's is going to do it. Menards is going to do it. Home Depot is going to do it. They're all going to follow suit. And next thing you know, you're not going to be able to go in McDonald's and order anything anymore. It's all going to be done on an app. All this kind of crap.
Yeah, they got the kiosk in McDonald's now. When the COVID came, they put the kiosk in, and you don't, other than picking up your food and paying for it, and most times you have to use a credit card anyhow. But like I said, we ran into one, and there was no people. It was just a kiosk, and then the people were all in the kitchen, and the rest of them was outside smoking. But you didn't really come in contact with any people, and that's your new fast food places, I think.
Sam says, yeah, the Tesla drivers are all laughing at us now. Yeah. They probably are.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish I had one now.
Yeah, and Linda says this is good for the solar guys you had on.
Well, I had them on. I just want to say right now, for those of you that do watch our W&L show when I have a guest on, we don't necessarily are recommending any of these people to do anything for anybody. We just get people on to answer the questions that you guys might have about any of that stuff, like we have the Medicare expert guy on. I would have thought that would be a really good subject for a lot of people, because if you're getting ready to retire, you may have Medicare questions, Social Security questions, medical insurance questions in the state of Florida. How does this work? How does that work? He's the guy. I'm not recommending you to call the guy, but we put his phone number and stuff up. So if you want to call the guy, he wants you to call him.
Now, we have had several people that has done work for us.
Yeah.
We've done videos of, the people that put our flooring in, the people that did our backsplash. And those people we do recommend because we've seen their work. We've had it done by them.
Yeah.
And so we recommend them. But just because they're a guest doesn't necessarily mean that we're endorsing their product. Unless if we do, we tell you, we do.
Yeah, I see Nova Filters. We've had Nova Filters now for several years. They've done me a good job. I think the price is fair. We'll have them on. You got questions about water filtrations, those are the guys to ask. But we're not saying get Nova. He would like you to get Nova. There's other companies now. At one time, there wasn't that many, but now there is. That's what the administration wants to happen, all electric. I understand that, and truthfully, to be honest with you, I'm kind of for it. It's going to be a long, hard process, especially with electric semi-trucks. It can happen, but you got to have, when you have cross-country freight, charging stations, and then you're going to get past that, what they call on-time delivery. Instead of, I can take a diesel truck, and me and my partner, we had 34 hours to get from Minneapolis to Fontana, California. That was our run every week. 34 hours there, 34 hours back. In an electric truck, I can see that's an obstacle, and they're going to have to really work on that. And these self-driving cars, I can see that happening. Not quite yet, but I could see 20 years from now maybe that could be a possibility on the interstates. Maybe not the side roads, but the interstates, I can see that happening. Tesla's working on it now. So some of the stuff I can see happening, and I'd like for it to go forward. I can see that because our country doesn't need to be dependent on some other country when it comes to oil. I don't think our country should be doing any business with any communist country, period. Any. I don't care who it is. But we do. Why? I don't know, but we do.
The global economy thing.
That's what they say. I'm not in charge of any of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Those days here in New York City, you have to pump your own gas. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But in my day, you couldn't pump your own gas. They didn't allow it.
Yeah.
It was a liability thing. And now it just seems like I'm a free employee.
I remember when they first started doing the self thing, and
We got a discount. Swifty Gas
yes,
was owned by Marathon, and they started that in Indiana. Swifty Gas. You pumped it yourself. You got a nickel a gallon discount, I think.
But I remember some of the ladies that I worked with swearing that they was never going to pump their own gas. Yeah, that was, I'm never going to pump my own gas. They pump their own gas now.
There's some states though that I think is retaliated on. And I want to say, and I could be wrong here, that New Jersey is one, Oregon's another, and I'm thinking there might be two more. It's against the law for you to pump your own gas, and I like it. Look at that coming in. There's another fifth wheel coming in.
Yeah.
Man, fifth wheels are everywhere down here.
Yeah, more fifth wheels than there are motorhomes, I believe.
We no longer have garbage men. They have a truck that, oh yeah, I know that reach out there and grab your cans. We had them in Indianapolis City. We didn't have them where we lived. We lived on the outskirts of Indianapolis.
Well,
we
your
didn't
dad
have
had
them.
where he lived. They
Did
kind
he?
of started doing that.
Yeah, I can see that. Instead of having guys riding on the back, you have that. Yeah, I can see that. To me, that's all about safety. Let me tell you, one of my summer jobs in high school is I rode on the back of a garbage truck in the summer to make money to fix up my old car. And I can tell you, riding on the back of a garbage truck is rather dangerous. What do we do with the batteries on all these electric cars? Well, hopefully someday they'll figure out a way of recycling them. They take them out and send them in. I can tell you on your car batteries, when I lived in Anderson, Indiana, there's a factory there called Prime Battery, Prime. I think it's still there. You could go in there with old battery cases and they would buy them off of you. I don't know what they pay now. Back then it wasn't much. It's like $2 for a battery case. And I know guys that would, at junkyards, that took them out of all the junk cars by the truckload and would take them up to Prime Battery and sell it to them. Prime Battery factory, that's what they did. They took these batteries apart and they cleaned them. They did whatever they had to do, put all new acid in them, I guess, and a new casing or whatever they did. And then the batteries were good as new. And then you could buy them in their store in the front of the factory. And I had bought a lot of Prime batteries up there for my semi trucks, and you could get them for like half the price of what they cost, say, brand new at that time Kmart or someplace. And they were fine. I assume they would do that with the Tesla batteries, because those batteries, I believe, are, I want to say lithium, but I won't swear to that. And there's got to be a way of recycling them. I'm just now getting to Linda.
Yeah, that's what I said. You're way behind again.
The Pigeon Lodge. What? What is that?
Remember where we had to stay, the bird place that we stayed at? We were talking about it a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Linda was there.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I lost. Yeah, it wasn't great. They had full hookup. They had electricity, and what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's what I said. And no, we didn't have internet access, didn't have phone service. I mean, we was way down in the holler.
Yeah, but I think Linda, you guys can ask her. She's on here, unless she's already left. She's not going to leave now till like March 15th, I want to say, ish. And then who knows how fast she'll drive to get here. She might meander around. I do know in Texas, I think she said she wanted to take 2-lane roads from northern part of Texas all the way down here. And I do recommend that if you can find a good one, because you get on them back roads in Texas, you're going to go through old Texas towns You're going to see a lot of stuff there that you're not going to see on the interstate.
Yeah. And I love poking around in those old places. And like I said, there's a lot of them. And Texas is a big state.
Would you buy fish that supposedly came from a long distance away and they say is fresh? Well, when I go to a restaurant, I didn't see that fish. It's a, you know, they always tell you to look for the clear eye and the gills, something about the gills to make sure it's fresh and all this and that. But as a customer in a restaurant, I don't see that. All I see is this thing laying on my plate and ready to eat. And I go by taste and I go by smell. That's all I can go by. But lobsters are shipped all over the world and they're fresh because most places that have fresh lobsters got a lobster tank in there and they're walking around. So I know they can do it. In Indianapolis, we used to go to a restaurant for fresh seafood. And I made a guy mad in the Villages one day at a so-called seafood restaurant. And he brought me some stuff that I said, there's no way this is fresh. It's just no way. He said, that's as fresh as it gets in Florida. And I said, well, I can tell you I had fresher seafood in Indianapolis. And I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah, we were landlocked up there.
Yeah, we were landlocked. They flew it in. I'm not saying it was cheap, but it was fresh.
Yeah.
And this stuff down here, and
now, not everywhere. There are good places. I mean, if you want good oysters around the Villages, go to O'Shucks. Now, I wouldn't recommend the place as the ambiance there is not great.
Yeah.
But they have good oysters.
I did a little video on O'Shucks. Let me tell you about O'Shucks, a couple little things. It's a workers' hangout. People that build the houses in the villages, when they go home, that's where they're going to stop and eat before they go home. That's what it is workers' hangout. If you're uncomfortable with that, just don't go there. Second thing is, when you do go in, it looks like the ceiling is going to cave in on you because it's got this big sag in it. I don't know what that sag is.
But it's clean and the people are hard workers. They really are. And they do have good oysters. You know, that's something you don't find everywhere.
And some of the best hamburgers anywhere around the Villages is right there.
Yeah, can imagine that.
It's a secret that nobody knows. You can get a beer for $1 and a hamburger. That's the best.
Yeah, he wouldn't take me in there for years.
It's really not a place for women to go. It's not.
But it's just another, local hangout. That's all it is.
Well, we had local hangouts too, but they didn't look like that inside.
Like I said, they must pass the inspection because I've never seen them on any of the lists.
I don't know if they ever had an inspection. There's extension cords that go from the back room, and it's taped to the wall that goes all the way to the front that goes to a lamp. I mean, that something tells me that that's not right. It doesn't bother me. But Cynthia says Howard E. Butt, the owner. Okay, I didn't know that.
It was initials for something. I just didn't know what it was. So.
Squash 2 Russian hackers already. They don't like me.
Surprise.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting them all of a sudden, Jerry. Just all of a sudden, I started getting some of that porn stuff on here that I never got before.
Okay. So Linda says, so now that I have you compare Harvest Host, Passport America, and KOA for her.
Well, I could do a video on that, but just for you, here's my, you got past Harvest Host. And now you've got today's Harvest Host. Past Harvest Host was when there was not even half the amount of RVs on the road that there are today. There were actually more campgrounds to choose from than there are today. So it was nothing back then as with an RV, and we had one. We didn't call and make a reservation to stay there. Nobody ever did that. You just drove to a park, you went in and got a spot, and they just asked you, how long do you intend to stay here? You stay as long as you wanted. Today, that's not true. So the Harvest Host they have today is the company that bought Harvest Host. The people that started Harvest Host is gone. So now we have a new company that's doing things a different way to make more money. And I'm not putting that down, but I mean, they're looking at it a different way. So they've added on different sectors to your Harvest Host membership. You get the standard Harvest Host, which is what I've got. Basically, it's wineries, breweries, and I think museums. But they also added on golf courses nationwide. That'll cost you extra to get those.
Farms.
Are those extra?
No.
There's some other things. I don't know what they all are because I don't keep up with it.
I think the golf courses and museums were the extra.
Maybe that's what it was. But anyway, the harvest host of the past, Sue and I would come across town. Listen, when you live in Florida, and I'll say even California or Maine or Portland or Washington, worst places to me to live and travel in an RV, because everywhere is 10,000 miles away. I mean, in Florida, if I want to go anywhere, it's a long way to get there. If you live centrally in the country like Kansas, Oklahoma, then it's half the distance to go each direction you want to go. But that's just the way it is. So we've been across 10 now to go, well, out to California, to come to Texas 2 or 3 times. I don't even know what else we did across 10, but we've been across 10 several times, going and coming. I had my favorite harvest host that I went to all the time. This time, because of the COVID thing, relaxing, and of course, the wintertime, the snowbirds from Canada are coming down now that they didn't come down before. The famous harvest host that I've always stayed at, I can't get there now. They're full. I got a contact with them. They don't accept anything. They're full. And all the harvest hosts that I wanted to stay at around Houston area were full. Couldn't get in there either. So now I go to my Passport America like we did before. And there were several camping areas right there at Houston. One of them I did a video there. It was a very nice place. Couldn't get there either. They're no longer a harvest host member, so I called them up to ask. And they said, no, they're not a harvest host member because they find they don't need it. There's so many people looking for camping grounds in the wintertime in the southern part, they don't need it harvest host anymore, so they're not offering any kind of a discount. There was a couple there that did. I didn't call them to find out if they had reservations or not. And then the only time that we really did call to get one was there at, what was the name of that town up north up here? Victoria? Yeah, Victoria, Texas. Because I couldn't stay at these other harvest hosts, I just kept boondocking it. I kept chugging it. Kept going down the road until I found a place where I could boondock. Like, well, one of them was a Walmart. I very seldom ever boondock at a Walmart. I will if I have to, but I very seldom ever do that. But anyway, we was heading to a Buc-ee's to get gas. And I got to the Buc-ee's, topped my tanks off, and then I happened to notice right next door was this huge Walmart parking lot. I mean, huge. And there was nobody in it but a couple of semi-trucks. So I said, well, just go boondock over there. And that's what we did. Other than that, I very seldom never do that. We find somewhere else to boondock. But we did boondock there. And then on the way down to Rockport, I'm a day early, at least a day early. And I got on the Passport America and found that they had a campground down there. That was Passport America. Normal price is $44. I got it for $22 and change with tax and everything. And it was full hookup. It was exactly what I expected being in the West, especially Texas. You know, gravel road going in, gravel spot to park on, but it was full hookup. It wasn't too far from Victoria. We took the car, went up, had some dinner, drove around some back roads to look around. I think Patreon members has already seen that video. It's probably not that exciting, but it kind of shows you what the area looks like. So yeah, the Passport America, I can see that if you check everywhere you go, you could probably get your more than your money's back. And as far as harvest hosts go, depending on where you're at and what time of year, in the summer months, I'm going to venture that everybody goes north. You're going to have a problem finding a harvest host that'll accept you because they're just going to be full. And so, yeah, it's getting harder and harder to find these spots.
More people on the road.
More people on the road.
Yeah.
And already I talked to a guy that was a manufacturing representative, and he said in the next, I forget what he said, 3, 4, 5 years, that they're going to pump $2.2 billion more dollars into the RV industry. And it just sounds like they're going to have to start building some RV parks, or we're all going to be sleeping in a Walmart parking lot because there ain't going to be nowhere to go.
Yeah, we got a super sticker.
I did? Yeah. John! Thanks for the super sticker, buddy. Didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Have I got it on here?
It's way down.
Is it? Oh my God. Let me go down here and look for John. There it is. Hold on. There it is. I'm not sure what that is. Is that Australian money? How much is that, John, in real money? What's the weather like, lady? No tornado. We don't have any tornadoes in Texas. They did have some tornadoes warnings out in Florida.
And my brother said there was some in Indiana.
And I know Indiana had warnings. I think there was a tornado that hit somewhere, I want to say, in Tennessee or Kentucky, maybe.
Yeah, and Delville.
Delville's not in Tennessee or Kentucky.
No, it's in Indiana.
We didn't have a tornado touchdown.
I showed you the picture of Rob's hunting.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sue's brother had a tornado go through his property. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, but he don't really live in Delville. He just has a Delville address. He lives like way out in the country somewhere.
But he said they were lucky. That's all the damage they had, but some others had worse than that. So I don't know how bad the tornadoes actually were, but we haven't had any problem with them here.
No, not here.
I don't know if it's too early in the year for here.
They don't have tornadoes in southern Texas.
They don't?
No, that's a tornado alley thing. Florida has them once in a while because we're getting closer to hurricane season, and hurricanes spin off tornadoes. And so we get a wild tornado once in a while. And Georgia gets them. Northern Georgia gets them once in a while. And but it's kind of early for tornadoes. No, we don't have any here.
And it wouldn't be the same as with Florida when the hurricane comes in. It wouldn't start tornadoes here.
Yeah. When they have a hurricane here, they don't get hurricanes here all that often. I say that knowing that 4 or 5 years ago, Hurricane Harvey hit here and it really devastated this town.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still recovering from it. When I show the video of all the new buildings being built everywhere here, they're rebuilding a lot of places where there used to be a house and now there's not a house. So they're building a new house. But there's a lot of developers that's discovered this place, I think, and they're going to turn this into a touristy area or a retirement area, I think, because there's just tons and tons of acres out there that they're getting ready to develop, and you can see it.
Yeah.
So,
and somebody wants to know where is here.
Rockport, Texas.
Rockport, Texas. That's where we are right now.
I think they told me that the snow or the spring breakers will start showing up here next week.
Yeah, the 12th, I think, is when they start, and it goes until like the 18th. That's what town is figuring on. And I said they have a lot of stuff around here. Last week they had Oyster Fest. We didn't get to go there, but they had nice Oyster Fest.
Said they had a tornado in Iowa on Saturday.
That was probably the same bunch that was going through in Indiana.
It probably is.
Yeah.
Seems like whenever they get a cold snap, at least I've noticed here in Rockport anyway, when you guys get a cold snap up there, somehow it falls down here where we're at. You guys had a cold snap in Indiana, and Rockport got snow, and I think maybe Minnesota got some snow. And here we are this week now. We've got a cold snap down here. A cold snap to us is if it gets 50 degrees, it's cold. I know. I shouldn't say anything about it really, but that's what's happening. We've got here at 75.
Yeah, evidently the tornado was pretty bad in Iowa. I said they lost a lot of folks. And I said I've been watching the Texas news, so I I wouldn't have known about it if my brother hadn't told me that one went through there. But I hadn't heard that was really that bad.
Redwood says he got a new Toyota RAV4 Prime and gets 50 miles on a charge in the villages that will get me anywhere.
That's true.
If I go to an electric car, though, I want an electric car that I can drive anywhere across the country. And right now, I think Tesla's at the top of the pack. They've got them. I know they got them because Melody had a Tesla, and she went to Vegas in it many times.
Yeah.
And I asked her a lot of questions about how that worked with the charging and all that, and she told me. So if I was going to get one, I know Tesla has an SUV because I saw Melody's SUV, and it's not like a typical SUV, but it's pretty good. And I would probably consider that. Price-wise, I have no idea.
We had a lot of questions about like how do you know where the next charging station is? And she said the
car finds it.
Car would find it.
Yeah. And she showed me how that works, and I just thought that was ingenious.
Yeah.
So no matter where you're at, if you need the charge, or if it gets down to like, you program it, gets down to a certain amount of charge left, say, I don't know, 30% charge left, the car will automatically start searching for a place to charge. And it comes up on the GPS screen, which is like, well, it's big. and it takes you right to where you charge. So, and how long does it take to charge? She told me you never want to 100% charge it. I think it was like 80 or 85%, because you get 85% from completely, well, almost dead, to 85% in just a matter of an hour or so. To get that last 15% charge could take 2 to 3 hours. So they just charge them to 85%, and you can go another 300 miles, and that's what she did.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I would do.
And at Basil, my hat is because I got hair from hell. Everybody knows that. So I have to have a hat.
Any more questions before I close this out?
Let's see. Can't charge above 80% or below 10%.
Jerry was saying in Ohio they got a law saying if you got a handicap placard, they have to pump your gas. That makes sense to me,
yeah,
Jerry.
That actually does make sense.
No other state has got that amount of brains to figure that out.
Yeah.
Not for long. They are trying to change the law to pump your own in New Jersey. Well, I don't see how they could pass a law, because those are private property. And you can't really pass a law telling a business how to run his business. They can only pass a law about employment. That's discrimination laws, and things like that. But if I had a trucking company and I had my own diesel fuel for my drivers to use to fill up, they can't pass a law telling me what to do with my diesel fuel on my property. So I don't see how they're going to get that law passed. But hey, what can I tell you? Government is screwy. They can do anything they want to, I suppose. Look at California.
Oh my. I must be behind. You're still yelling on this.
Oh. By the way, when I get excited and I start yelling or whatever, it's all in fun. Don't take it serious.
He thinks people listen to him when he yells.
No, I'm just having fun. That's all I'm doing. I'm just having fun. You know, what I'm having fun with is people that lost their sense of humor. I make fun of that all the time. I say in the villages, it's around the age of 70-ish. They lose their sense of humor. They don't have it anymore.
Oh, and then Eric, you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. But it's going to be crowded because this is spring break time and everybody has company down there in the villages. He's going to the villages this week, Sunday.
Who is?
Eric Davis.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, he said he knows it's not too crowded, but it's going to be crowded, honey.
It's going to be crowded because you got snowbirds down there. That's what makes it crowded. And it ain't just the villages. Remember, all the roads in the villages are open to the public. Yeah. Our squares are open to the public. It ain't just a village. It's not an amenity. The squares is not an amenity. And so anybody outside the villages can come down to the square and have fun. Yeah. So all the apartments they've built, all the retirement communities that's around the villages, or anybody else for that matter, that's what makes everything crowded.
Yeah, he's going to Hawkins. So that area down there won't be quite as crowded, but when you go to the restaurants, the groceries, and all those kind of places, yeah, it's going to be crowded. They're just, no doubt about it. So, like I said, it'll be that way probably until the end of the month, at least. You
can get by. Don't get me wrong. It's not impossible.
Time everything. When you go to dinner,
4:00. You're going to laugh until you get there and say, well, at 7:00, I'm going to go to dinner. And then you're going to go to dinner somewhere about 4:00 and you'll see the difference.
Yeah.
But you'll have fun down. Oh, yeah. And don't be afraid to, if you get a golf cart, to hit the trails. Don't be afraid to do that.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun, really, is learning your way around in a golf cart.
It is.
Yeah, 87 degrees. I'm sure you'll hit the swimming pools. Hey, Ricky P. I saw you on, I didn't stay very long. I had things to do, but I saw you on the Ira Miller show a couple days ago, something like that. I said hi to everybody, then I had to go. Tesla SUV, $100,000. Are you serious?
Wow.
Well, I guess I won't be buying a new one. Gosh.
But then again, when I've heard about how much the batteries cost, do you want to buy a used one? I mean, I don't know how long the batteries last, but I know they're expensive.
I don't know. There's got to be a warranty on them batteries that you can either buy or I don't know. I don't know anything about them. I'd have to find out.
Yeah.
See, I said I don't know. That goes to what that guy made that snotty comment on one of my videos saying, "Boy, you went out of your way and give me 10 minutes about everything you didn't know. Never told me nothing about you didn't know. Wish I could get those 10 minutes back in my life." I sent him an email and told him, I said, "Well, let me go to your YouTube channel and see your videos to learn something. Maybe I can learn from your videos what I'm doing wrong." I went to his YouTube channels. It's not a surprise. He had no videos on there. Cold in Tennessee.
Yeah. Thank you, Kathy B.
Kathy
B. She says, safe travels.
We're not going anywhere yet.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere yet.
No, we're stuck here until April 1st.
We're not stuck here. We want to be here. I mean, you know, this is vacation for us.
I paid for it. I'm using it.
It sounds funny even to say that. You know, we live in one of the biggest vacation places there is, and we got to.
That is funny. When we got here, I'm checking in, and the lady at the counter, nice lady, we checking in, and she said, "Where y'all from?" I said, "Florida," and she kind of gives you that look. You can read her mind without saying a word. She looks at that look.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get out of here. I'm going to see about cutting a video on viewer comments. Yeah, I don't know when I want to post it, though, on the Villages. I'll probably post it. I'm trying to come up with stuff for the Villages channel so, you know, people don't think that we've abandoned everybody. And the viewer comments is usually fun.
Yeah, we don't have the best internet here, so.
No, we don't.
You know, now the live shows is not a problem. To upload a video, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
So we'll see about doing a viewer comment and post that. What day is today? Is it Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Well, if I do a comment, because I'm not going to do the Villages news, because this editor I've got, it is way too hard to put pictures up there. You know, when I talk about somebody and I put a picture up here, it's way too complicated to do that here.
Yeah.
So maybe I can put the comments up Friday. Maybe. We'll see. We'll try. Other than that, go to the RV channel. I'm posting a lot of stuff on there. If you're not a Patreon member or a YouTube member, maybe you ought to think about it, because I post a lot of stuff on there. Before it goes anywhere, it goes on there. I've already posted, I think, 2 videos this week on Patreon. There's another one coming up, I think, Friday, and they go there first, and they're commercial free. So, you know, join the cheap one, the $2 one. But I will tell you, the $2 one doesn't see all the videos. They just see one once in a while, commercial free. But it'll give you an idea of what I'm doing there.
Yeah. YouTube. And then be back next Wednesday. We'll probably do another live.
Yeah. We're going to do the live porch settings if it ain't windy out.
Might even go out on the porch.
I was going to do it today, but as soon as I got out there, it started getting windy. Yeah. Then it gets in the microphone and it gets in the way. So
this close to the ocean, it's always windy.
So we'll see what we can do. We're just trying to come up with what we can come up with to keep everybody subscribed. So with that being said, I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to hit the end broadcast button there. I got to hit the end broadcast button twice.
See you on the other side.
We'll see you somewhere down the road.